you're up. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the... You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
My, look at the concentration on your face. All will, but no result. There you have it, see? The collar's function. It neuters you, of sorts. Makes you unable to cast source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's. Don't you dare.
Index fingers pressed to her lips. She pauses a moment.
My word. You do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. You've been collared and you've been told...
I don't even remember them strapping me down.
You've been collared and you've been told... Oh, who? What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me. Ah, you're up. There. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. In the mean, you'll... Why, for my peace of mind. Oh, do.
Currents of magic.
My. There you have. For your own peace of mind, of course. Don't you?
Index finger.
My word. Oh, well. I'm a new... You've been collared and you've been told why. You've been... You've been collared and you've been told why. Oh, everything's spick and span. Nothing left to do, really.
Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
You've been collared and you've been... Oh, my, these smelling salts are strong stuff.
No lesions, no trauma.
Good gods!
He was bled.
There's been a murder here.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwoken followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source. We'll find out who did this. Speaking of...
She looks up at you with a mirth.
I was on duty in your... You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Not with that collar on, you aren't. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of... Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Think about it. It's one of you who's your real enemy here. You let me know if you hear anything.
Nothing left to do, really.
So, anything interesting for me? I'll take that as a no. Yes, this is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
The hatch is blocked! I need to find another way!
A young Magister stands pale and silent. Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Easy now. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always. Aren't you enterprising? I'll let Waters go ahead. She with the body.
manage this too.
I know you can.
That's enough now.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid. Rolling dice. Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with him.
She smiles, contempt.
Just a kitten in a corner, aren't we?
Never thought
I'm
you'd
busy
end up-
watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
You, Jill, is that right? I've a few questions for you. You are Jill, aren't you? I ain't saying nothing. Bloody dwarves, I'll come back to you, and you better be ready to talk here.
A scruffy man lounges again.
Watch your back, new fish.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself. Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet.
Name.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny note.
Away with you. At once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with him.
All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
With one of them. I know it.
You put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
My, we are fierce, aren't we? Not to worry. I'll soon remedy that.
Can we just
Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
mad? Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mist.
Goodness gracious me, what a bore. Off with you. Quite clear. The acceptable distance.
You've got this wolf on a leash now.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed...
A no doesn't become a yes over time.
Nay.
With one of them. I know it.
You put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
I don't like comedy.
Mad?
The Divine Order wants to know.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
Not so fast. Name?
I'll tell you.
Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy. We're trying to catch a killer here. How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
Been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, sir, but we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Keep
with those bolts trained on her. And if she...
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God! The woman's mad! You there, sorcerer! Go and fetch Magister Siwan! We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
No, I'm afraid I always perform my part solo. Do stay and watch, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
What happened?
God damn it! We need to get off this wreck, and quick! Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Bishop Alexander. If Lucian were alive, what would he think of his son's divine order?
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters!
was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You don't recognize the symbol, but it's clearly warning you away. You press your palm against the... It doesn't budge. The door groans open.
Something's breaking through! What in the hell's are those things? Death fog! I need to get out of here now!
Through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skulls are hardly angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
No, no, no! What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh. Yes? Shouldn't you be running or screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
I know your god did not gift you with much, but kindly used the little you were given. Do you look at me and think, why yes, there is someone with organs enough to drown? Trifling matters like water and poison do not concern me. No, damp robes are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the sea floor, I will simply walk to shore. Whereas you I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over.
The skeleton holds up his book in one quick, frustrated movement.
I am trying to discover if there is anyone worth saving, and I will be damned if I let the lives of some mayflies get in my way. Go on, go, swim or drown or... Do you mind? I'm really...
The skeleton.
No, it catches...
The skeleton.
Oh. Yes? Shouldn't you be...
The skeleton groaned.
I know you... Do you look at... No, damn. Whereas you, I believe you did. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed me to take that primitive form. A mask that was stolen, still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands. Indeed. Just as sensible as getting off a sinking ship and leaving a fellow to his business. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die a rather terrible death, so...
The skeleton shrugs casually and returns to his book.
Do you mind? I'm really...
He eyes the collar circling your neck and...
Another sorcerer!
The Magister's companion doesn't blink, frozen in place at the sight of you.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy...
He whispers loudly to the other Magister.
Don't just cower there, Rix. Take out your blade.
Rix grabs his sword, which shakes in the rhythm of his trembling hand. The Magisters look to each other.
Your lies end here.
dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. You hear a faint thud. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor. The young woman lies in a heap. She doesn't stir. Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like his eyes flicker.
Lucien.
Ifan cries. The Magister lies on the
The hatch is blocked! The hatch is blocked! I need to find another way!
What happened? Water?
The lizard's eyes. You shake the lizard.
chance. Need to get off this ship.
The Magister lies on the floor. The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
Wait! Void Woken!
bugs won't sink the ship on my watch. I'll yield to none. No telling whether there might be more. We need to move.
Let's not tarry. This old tub is about to burst.
They smell the alive. Let's head above decks for some air.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Orivan.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor? It seems someone, something, wanted me alive. Voidwoken! Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn, they made it to shore. Collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. Drowned and eaten by a Voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
Yes, I imagine you do. You're made of sterner stuff than I first gave you credit for. Chances are I wouldn't have survived the shipwreck had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get... Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Memories. Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost. Yes, but these weren't castles in the sky, were they? Quite obviously, I was musing over the very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? Oh, may the Seven have mercy on their own creation. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the spouse of the Sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. Fine. I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer. One of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic and, yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Wizardry is embedded in my nature as deeply as the instincts to breathe and drink and mate. The dominion over fire suits me best, truth be told, but there is no school of magic I cannot master. Very well. Onwards, then, to victory.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with, as your luck would have it. Of course, there are other
The cat's eyes have clouded its eyes clear, and it...
How fortuitous.
A black cat. Hello, kitty.
Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad some of the others made it out alive too. Saw one of them ringing out their... Adults always want to talk. Can't I just play here with my shells a while? Never want to set foot on a stuffy old boat ever again. Never. Now where should I... Adults always want to talk. Can't I just play here with my shells a while? Ever again. Never.
The cat's eyes are It appears confused.
I thought the Order would get rid. This statue must be 1,000 years old. I wonder how much. This statue must be 1,000 years old. I wonder how much longer it'll last. This statue must be 1,000 years old. I wonder how much longer it'll last.
The child has a small mirror in...
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Why? But... are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong or crazy. Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than outside. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary.
Now speak. I am a proud loyal to the Order. I would not dream of subverting our cause.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
Answer him.
Need I repeat myself?
But I know nothing of any Verdus.
We already know the truth, Magister. Now speak.
I am a proud loyal to the Order. I would not dream of subverting our cause.
Atusa, please.
Your Godwoken has asked you a question. Answer him.
Where?
Need I repeat myself?
But I know nothing of any Verdus.
We already know the truth, Magister. Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent, you!
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
Answer him. Stay back, sorcerer.
We know you've been helping.
I'd sooner cut my...
If you can tell the...
This can't be sick.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent, you!
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with...
Stop! My father.
Your godmother has asked you a question. Stay back, sorcerer.
We know you've been...
I'd sooner cut my...
If
This can't be sick.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent, you...
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue.
Stop!
Your godmother has asked you a question. Stay back, sorcerer.
I'd sooner cut my...
If you...
This can't be...
You should know by now...
Stay silent, you!
Atusa pinches the tip of her...
Stop!
Your godmother has asked you a question. Answer him. Stay back, sorcerer.
We know you've been helping.
I'd sooner cut...
If you can...
This can't be sick.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent, lizard!
Atusa pinches the tip of...
Stop!
Atusa pinches the tip...
Stop! My father, the fate of our realm hangs in the balance, Dallas.
Atusa pinches the...
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you. The fate of our... Dallas?
Yes, your holy... What a waste. Come. We'll be needed elsewhere.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
Where is he?
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were just there.
Renor Brisket toes the same.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. Pathetic.
You keep his name out of your mouth, you goofy cod chewer.
Have your cud.
Just like all your kind.
Disgusting like theft. Disgusting like threats.
Great God, will you quit dragging this on? Ain't that hard, just that long.
Watching. That's your fifth blue just to this road.
What of it?
Mama, where are you, darling?
Don't like the game chops you controlled.
No. Just because the pair of you are filthy cheating liars don't mean I can't beat ya.
Looky here, mates. A fresh face. We love fresh faces, don't we? Oh, yes, we do. Why don't you join us in a round of cards? First hands on the house. No problem, Freshie. In that case, enjoy your stay. But I'll be needing to collect your interment fee first, of course. I'm sure the Reds told you. No one gets along without paying the interment fee. So, let's make this easy. Empty your pockets. Are you really gonna make this so hard, Freshie? We'll see about that, Freshie. Father, who presideth over us all.
Glory is mine.
Lest the void overtake and devour us all. Lest the void overtake and devour us all.
I need aid.
Supplicants, my divine. Atusa pinches the...
The fate of Dallas.
Yes, your hope. What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
Where is he?
Mummy's right here. Where are you?
Oh, I don't think I ain't watching. That's your fifth blue just to this round.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
The lizard magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
Looky here. What?
You glance at your hand. 2 purple monarchs. A hard hand to...
Well, that was easy. Looks like you'll have to pay your interment fee after all, Freshie. That's it. I call court. Pay up. Looky here, mate. Why don't you join us in a round of... No problem, Freshie. In that case, enjoy your stay. I'm sure the Reds told you. No one gets along without paying the interment fee. So, let's make this easy. Empty your pockets. Ha! You're about as pretty as the south end of a northbound baboon. Pay up. We'll see about that, Freshie.
Send us your children, your supplicants, and you divine.
same as your children, your supplicants.
Greetings, child. I find myself in your so-called divine lands, yet I feel his absence deep in my heart all the same. No disrespect, eh? I'm used to calling all the Divine's offspring that way. Absent though our father may be.
You there? I'm looking for an inmate. He wears a large bronze ring with a dragon stamped into it. Name of Migo. Have you seen him? Useless. It is a very important matter that I locate this... Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
Where are you, darling? Please, please, you must help me. No one here will help me. Not one of these bastards. A child is missing. My baby.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day. He hasn't changed a bit. Always late. He hasn't changed a bit. Always late. He hasn't changed a bit. Always late. hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
A child in danger is Irma. Irma.
A fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. Day and night she hollers after that child.
He hasn't changed a bit.
Yeah, that, Farah. You got... The Divine himself, Lucian. Shrine's turned into a memorial, it seems.
The shrine depicts Lucian the Divine, avatar of the 7 gods. You hear a strange sound, like rusted hinges creaking and air...
Shrine, looks of it.
He has spoken! Lucian has spoken! The eternal prayer! It worked!
So this is Fort Joy.
What a crumbling disaster.
Surely you'll have one. Please. Hmm? Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm very tired. Abominably tired. Beg your pardon.
Worse than war rations, these. Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
Got it.
Griff is slowly, methodically peeling the skin from a potato. As you approach, he looks up, setting the potato, but not the sharp little knife, down on the table.
I got that special shipment you was asking after.
Got it.
What?
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again.
I got that special shipment you was asking after.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again.
Here's the goods. Like you wanted.
Got it.
I got that special shipment you was asking after.
Got it.
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again.
Ain't fit for beasts. Leave him be. Don't
listen. I can help you if you...
Shut up, elf. This clown caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist.
You forget my name, here?
Caught him red-handed trying to make off with a second crate after he took the first. Went down like a rent boy when we grabbed him. Easy. Supplies. Crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet.
If a magister finds us on you, you forget my name, here? Make your point, then.
Ain't been here long, have ya? No one gets to have it all. No one starves anyone else.
He twirls his knife between his fingers.
Divine's gone. This blade is the only god watching over Fort Joy. Alls I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate, and you got yourself a deal.
An elf, caked in mud and blood, looked...
You believe what he says? That I am a thief?
Ain't fit for beasts.
Perceptive. Like most men behind bars, I'm innocent. Like most of us here on the island, in fact. Aren't you like me, looking for a way out?
If a magister finds us on you, you forget my name, here?
Keep it down, will ya?
Some people settle in, not you. Griff tells you, does he not? I take his supplies, but I don't take what he thinks. I do not have his oranges. I do not even see them. I tell you what I know. But first, I want to make a trade.
Ain't fit for beasts.
I know a way out. I show you. And you help me out of here. I cannot die in this cage. Trust is all we have here. I do not counterfeit. I have honor.
He grabs at the bars of his cage, hard.
Please. You and I make a deal. Not an alliance. Finally, Griff releases me if he sees I do not have what he misses. You must find who steals. After I am free, you are free.
If a magister finds us on you,
I see no one.
forget my name, here?
In fact, I only hear the sound of Griff clearing his throat. You know how he does? Like so. For some time, I think Griff takes his own supplies. But I see the anger in him that he does not find it. He truly does not find what he seeks. I intend no harm. I want only some provisions. A bit of bread, a potato or two. Nothing, Griff, you understand. Griff is a powerful man. Power is mysterious, thank you.
Worse than war rations, these. Worse than war rations, these.
I got that special shipment he was asking after.
Everything there? Good.
Ain't fit for beasts.
If a magister finds us on you, you forget my name, here?
got it.
Don't tell anyone where you got this, eh? Give it down, will you?
Ain't fit for beasts.
Here's the goods. Like you wanted.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
Don't tell anyone where you got this, eh? Give it down, will you?
Ain't fit for beasts.
Don't tell anyone where you got this, eh? Got it.
Ain't fit for beasts.